Welcome to the Prescott Home Value Report through March 2024. Brought to you by the Prescott Pickle Lady, Diane Bro, Realtor. As you can probably tell, I am not the Pickle Lady. That's me in the bottom right-hand corner. My name is Randall. I'm the Pickle Lady's digit head. She's authorized me to show you the following slides. As always, we start with the median sales price per square foot, starting with the city of Prescott. The blue line is last year, the red line is this year. Each dot represents the median sales price per square foot. So the sales price per square foot in Prescott is running just shy of $320. We are almost even Steven with last year. We're a little bit higher, 1%. That gap was a little bigger in January, got a little smaller in February, now it's even smaller. Hard to say what it'll do from here on out, but the good news is it's been pretty consistent. Not a lot of jumping around and everything. These lines have been pretty flat, and we've been pretty flat with last year. So 1% is essentially zero. From a statistical standpoint, hard to differentiate between that and zero. So we're going to call these lines flat. Looking now at the number of homes that have sold or transactions. Again, blue is last year, red is this year. Each dot represents the number of homes that closed in that month. So we were a little anemic last year and then suddenly sort of turned the corner. We've been outscoring last year's volume figures for January and February quite a bit. Diane and I both felt that very much. We're about even Steven with March of last year, a little below that, which, I guess we sort of felt that a little bit. March didn't seem to be as busy as we anticipated given our January and February. But, spring break and getting close to tax season and everything. So, it's been kind of close to last year now. So it'd be interesting to see what happens as we get into the spring madness that is real estate in this city. Is it a buyer's market? Is it a seller's market? Well, the way we answer that question is by using something we call the pending ratio analysis. So we have 536 homes in inventory when I ran this report. Of those, 108 of them were already pending. That's 20%. So our pending ratio in Prescott is 20%. If you look up 20% on our handy-dandy color chart here, you see that we are now a buyer's market. Now, we have been a strong buyer's market for a while now. Now, we're just edging a little bit higher, so a little better for our sellers, but it is still a buyer's market and right on the cusp of being a strong seller's market. Last month, we had 487 units in inventory. This month, we have 536. That's about a 10% increase month to month. So that's a good sign for our buyers, more and more inventory to look at. If you break this out by price point, it looks like this chart. So the blue columns down at the bottom, that's the number of homes sold. And the red dots are the pending ratios for that price point. So absolutely nothing in the 100s, very little in the 200s. You get into the 300s, that's, a few units, enough to form a reasonable statistic, I guess. It is off the chart, extreme seller's market. Obviously, these properties are very, very rare, hard to get into the city of Prescott, lower than the 400s. Get into the 400s, things kind of get about where we would expect them. For the most part, you'll see a downward trending line, meaning the higher the price point, the more of a buyer's market it tends to be. Lately, this curve has been looking a little weird. We see our bump at the 600s yet again. Don't know why, but homes in the 600s are a balanced market in the city of Prescott. So I guess a lot of people are looking for 600s, and there aren't a lot of them. So 600s is a bit of an anomaly. Hard to say that. 700 strong buyer's market, 800s extreme, and then a bounce back in the 900s and million plus, and lots of homes million plus now. So at some point I need to shove this chart down, I guess, and start breaking this one up. But it is a strong buyer's market in these higher price points. So how long does it take for a home to sell in Prescott? Well, it takes about 4.7 months on average to get to a contract. So you put sale sign up, 5 months later, you'll have a contract on average. In escrow is usually about a month, but they've been running a little longer, maybe a week or two extra. So we're looking at 1.2 months. So a total of a little over 6 months from the time you put your home, you list your home until it closes. All right, so turning now to Prescott Lakes, we'll do the same basic analysis. We start with the median sales price per square foot. I would say this line is flat, no? It has been flat for a long time. It's staying flat. So the price per square foot is a bit over $270. And we're neck and neck with where we were last year and have been for some time. Here is volume. So we've been lagging, as in Prescott. We were lagging during the holidays. Then we came even in February. Now we're a little bit behind in March. That's not a big number. So essentially we're running flat on transaction volume as well in PV. Is it a buyer's market, seller's market? Well, we'll do our pending ratio analysis. 287 homes in inventory. That's compared with 283. So that's last month. So that's essentially not changed. Of the 287, 77 of them were pending. So that's a pending ratio of 27%. 27% is getting close to a balanced market. So definitely a little better for our sellers out in PV than our buyers. Breaking that out by price point, as you can see, essentially nothing in the 100s. That might be one unit in the 200s. So not a lot to say about those. We get into the 300s. It's a seller's market. 400s, just shy of balanced. And then the higher we go, the more of a buyer's market it is. So you have this downward trend. Once you get into the 8s, 9s, million plus out in PV, those markets are really kind of thin. Not sure we have this bounce back. That might be people migrating from Prescott looking for a little more for their money in these higher price points. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't make too much of it just because the denominators are really pretty small in the upper price points in PV. How long does it take for a home in PV to sell? 3 months. That's, I think, unchanged. Escrow is a little over a month like they are in Prescott. I'm not sure what's going on in escrow, but that number kind of jumps around. Usually the lowest it will go is just shy of 30 days, and sometimes it'll get up to a month and a half. So highlights, prices are up in Prescott over the past month. 1%, so that puts us at 1% appreciation year over year. PV prices are up 2% from last month, which makes us even for last year. Prescott volumes are down 6% from last year and down 11% from last year in PV. Prescott, our pending ratio is 20%. That's a buyer's market. PV 27, also a buyer's market. Homes are going under contract in about 4.9 months in Prescott and 3.0 months in PV. Look, if you like this kind of stuff, we got lots more for you in the Prescott Home Value Report. This is just a summary. We go into specific subdivisions and just a whole bunch of stuff. So lots of slicing and dicing. So I would encourage you to download that report and get it in full. We update this report every month, but it is not the only report we do. We also have what we call the Appraiser's Eye View, which is the last 6 months of latest comps. And it's broken out by subdivision. In fact, Prescott Lakes, we break it out by neighborhood. So it's very,
very detailed. This is an example of what you'll see in the chart. This would be a subdivision. It is sorted by price per square foot, the number of months that it took the home to sell, square footage, the year it was built, how many stories, how many acres, and whether the listing agent is reporting the home having a view or not. Using this, you can look at all the different comps that occurred. You can see the average down here. So using this, it's a really good tool to figure out what you should be paying for a home, or where you might want to price a home that you are selling. So a really cool tool. We even have a video which goes through how to use this information to come up with value estimates for homes.
We do a whole lot of tools like this, all of them really very cool for both buyers and sellers. And one thing I should point out is you can't get these from any place else. These are exclusive. You can only get them from the Prescott Pickle Lady.
And all of this is part of our page. We call it Prescott by the Numbers, or more commonly the Pickle page. So if you're on the Pickle page, you know the Pickle page. But if you're not the Pickle page, well, you should get to the Pickle page. And you do that by subscribing. We update it every month. If you subscribe, we will send you a monthly email update with the link so you can go download all the reports that you want. Even if you're not all that interested in getting every single month, just having access to these tools will give you a real leg up when it comes to the real estate game. I hope you found this informative and maybe slightly entertaining, and we look forward to seeing you next month.
Please take a moment to look below and find the button that'll take you to the Pickle page. We'll see you there.